So right now we're gonna see manipulating databases with JDBC, the Java Database Connectivity API. Okay, so we are gonna create a new folder. We're gonna go here, we're gonna name it test, and we're gonna right click it, open in terminal, and we're gonna type in code space that so we can open it with Visual Studio Code. And here we're gonna be connecting to and querying a database. Okay, so let me see, we're gonna have this file and we are gonna name it display authors. So it's gonna be display authors like that, .java, oops, .java, display authors .java. And yeah, this always has to be camel notation. So we are gonna have the public class, so we're gonna have in the public class, and the name is gonna be display authors like that. To the next line we're gonna open curly braces, and let me see, yeah, let's make it bigger. And before that we are gonna have to import a bunch of things, so we are gonna start with let me see, public class display authors, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna import the java.sql connection. Okay, we're gonna import that. We're gonna also import the java.sql statement, import java.sql driver manager, so it's gonna be the driver, this one, driver manager, import java.sql result, let me see, result set, that's fine. Import java.sql result set metadata. Okay, result set metadata. And finally we're gonna import java.sql, and it's gonna be SQL exception, so it's gonna be this one, SQL exception. Okay, so we need to import 6 things. Okay, so what we are gonna do here inside of the class is we're gonna have the database URL. So let me see, we can have the database URL like that, and it's gonna be a static final, and the type is gonna be a string, final, all this stuff we're gonna see it in later videos. So right now I just want to show you how we're using the SQL with Java in this particular exercise. So string data, okay, database underscore URL, okay, it's assigned to, and then we're gonna open double quotes, and it's gonna be JDBC calling MySQL, okay, for colon double forward slash, and it's gonna be localhost forward slash, and it's gonna be books. And this is a statement, so it has to end with a semicolon. Okay, so we have this static final. Now we're gonna have launch the application, so we're gonna launch the application like that, and we're gonna have a we're gonna have the main, so it's gonna be public static void main. Inside we are gonna have in the connection, so we're gonna have in the connection, okay, but the first one has to be with uppercase letter C, and we are gonna set it to null, semicolon at the end. So this one pretty much manages, so manages connection. We are gonna have the statement, 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 and again it's gonna be the same, statement, but just it differs in the uppercase letter. So query statement, this is a query statement. We have the result set, and this one is gonna be result set. Let me see. Yeah, here for example you start with uppercase letter R and then use camel notation. This one is lowercase letter r, but then we follow camel notation. Also is gonna be null, and this one is manages the results. Okay, so let me see what else we have here. So we are still inside of the public, I mean we are still inside of main. So now we're gonna have in the try, so we have the try, and we're gonna open curly braces, and now we're gonna establish. So here we're gonna establish the connection to database. Okay, inside of the try we're gonna have in the connection, okay, connection, and we are set it to the driver manager, and that now is gonna get connection, and it does it automatically for us in this case. So it's the argument, so we have the database underscore URL, and the second argument it has to be, okay, Deitel, like that, and also the third argument is gonna be, yeah, like that, Deitel, and semicolon at the end. So this is the connection, and we can move it like that. Okay, so this is the try. Okay, this is the connection. Now the statement, so we have the statement, and as you can see all these errors have disappeared. So the statement we're gonna have in, well, create a statement for query database. So the statement is assigned to connection that create a statement, semicolon at the end. Let me see, now we're gonna have in the query database, so it's gonna be the result, let me see, yeah, the result set, and we're gonna set it to the statement that execute query. Okay, result set says it to a statement that execute query. So here we are gonna have in, pretty much we're gonna have in the select, and it's gonna be author, select author ID. Okay, we're gonna have also the first name, we're gonna have in the last name, camel notation, last name from, and it's gonna be authors like that. We can move this one here, semicolon at the end. this will be result. Now we will have the process query result. So we would have a result set, well, result set metadata, and then metadata, and we are setting it to the result set that get result set that get metadata, semicolon at the end. And now we're gonna have an integer, and the name of this variable is gonna be number of columns, like that. And I set it to the metadata that get columns. Okay, metadata that get column count. Okay, semicolon at the end. That's fine. And now we're gonna have in the system that out that println, and we're gonna have in authors table of books database colon, and then to the next line, so we have the system that out that println. That's fine. Yeah, this is a try and catch. Let me see. Now we are gonna have in the, let me see, we're gonna have a for loop, and here we're gonna have an integer I is initialized to 1 as long as I is less than or equal to number of columns, semicolon, I is incremented by 1, 1, 2, 3. System that out that println, well, in this case would be print format colon, double quotes, and then we will have %, and -8 lowercase letter s, and then t. Oops, yeah, like that. Yeah, that's fine. That would be the first argument. The second argument would be metadata that get now let me see, metadata that get column name, get column name, and we're gonna pass in the name of the variable, in this case I, this. Okay, so and then just system that out that print ln, okay, a new line, and now we will have a while. So let me see, a while, so we're gonna have in the result set that next. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna open curly braces, and now inside of this curly braces we're gonna have a for loop. We're gonna have the integer I as long as I is initialized to 1, as long as I is less than or equal to the number of columns, we're gonna increment I by 1. Okay, that's fine. For 1, 2, 3, we're gonna have in the system that in the println, system that out that print format, and we're gonna have some arguments. So again, we're gonna have in the sign -8s backslash lowercase letter t. Second argument is gonna be result set that get object, and we're passing the name of the variable, in this case I. And finally here we're gonna have the system, the system that out of println. That's fine. And let me see, this is the try catch, so it ends up here. Let me me see something is okay. So yeah, okay, so this is the end of the while, and this will be the end of the try. So now we're gonna have in the catch, okay, and we're gonna open double quotes here and then curly braces, okay, and the error went away. So inside of the parentheses of the catch, we are gonna have in the SQL, so it's gonna be the SQL uppercase letters, SQL, yeah, the first one, SQL exception, and then lowercase SQL exception, and inside, okay, as you can see, the errors went away. So that is the catch. We're gonna have the SQL exception that print stack trace, okay, and again we're gonna see all of these concepts later on. This is just an example to check out how it works. The Java, the JDBC, the Java Database Connectivity API, okay, and now we're gonna have below here, we're gonna have finally, so it's gonna ensure result set, statement, and connection are closed. So finally we're gonna open curly braces, we're gonna have in the try, and we're gonna open again curly braces, and now we are gonna have in the result set that close with parentheses, statement that close with parentheses, connection that close with parentheses. Okay, so now we're gonna have in the catch, parentheses, and then curly braces. Inside of the parentheses we're gonna have an exception, and then we're gonna have exception. Okay, so now we're gonna have in the exception that print stack trace. Okay, so we can say